Hi, and thanks for logging on to the daily DVAR HALACHA. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, the 24th day of April, the 23rd day of Nisan. Hard to leave the beautiful holiday of Pesach behind us, and there are still a bunch of laws that we need to be saying, even though Pesach is uh, behind us now. One of them is that you're not allowed to just buy chametz anywhere you please. Chametz she'avar alav ha-Pesach, that means chametz that was owned by a Jew on Pesach, is it's prohibited to us. We're not allowed to benefit from it. Now that would mean that if there was a Jewish-owned store that did not properly sell their chametz on the holiday of Pesach, you and I would not allowed to be benefiting from that chametz by purchasing it from them. So that might happen to a few of the stores in your area. The ownership might be Jewish. They may not have sold their chametz properly, and so you may not be allowed to be buying chametz from them. That chametz here would mean things that are pretty straight chametz, like bread, cake, pretzels, Cheerios, things of the sort. Now, I can't know in your cities which stores those are, but the rabbis of your cities hopefully can certainly tell you, and you'd have to not shop in those stores at least for chametz, straight chametz, like again, like cereals, pretzels, maybe even noodles, breads, things like that, and you'd have to ask and check and not purchase from those stores until those items are cleared off the shelves, which could take number of weeks. So you need to speak with your rabbis about that. Now, stores in other categories, Jewishly owned stores that properly sold their chametz, why, you could be buying from them immediately. Non-Jewish stores, non-Jewish ownership, who don't have to sell their chametz, you can also be buying any kosher stuff from them immediately also. So please check that out when you do your shopping over the next couple of weeks. There will be no tachnun on Sunday. It's Isru Chag, at least for those of us outside of Israel. And there's not Tachnun throughout the rest of the month of Nisan. And that's an interesting point, which I'd just like to quickly explain to you. Nisan is so interesting in this regard because Tishrei, for example, is filled with a lot of holidays also. And we don't have this blanket rule that there's no Tachnun in the month of Tishrei. Yet Nisan, which seems like perhaps a little less festive than the month of Tishrei, it is given this status that there's no Tachnun throughout the month. The reason is simple. It's because without you noticing it, there are actually more holidays in the day of Nisan, quote unquote. You see, there's 12 days that you don't notice too much, and those are the first 12 days of Nisan. Those are the days when the Nesiim, the leaders of each tribe, brought special kind of inaugural sacrifices on the opening days of the Mishkan's use, from the 1st of Nisan till the 12th of Nisan. Then the 13th was kind of a special day, and then the 14th was the day of the Karban Pesach, and then from the 15th to the 21st or 22nd, depending where you are, those are the days of Pesach, so you've got the majority of the month already used up in holidays, and then the rabbis just let it continue and had the rest of the month have no Tachnun. It doesn't quite work out that way in Tishrei, even though it has Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which is a Yom Tov, and also Sukkot and Shmini Atzeres. So Nisan was more of a holiday, more of a month filled with holidays, and that's why we finish it out saying most of Nisan has had no Tachnun, and the rabbis let it continue on in that way. So no Tachnun throughout the end of the month of Nisan, and then probably over the next few days we'll give you a couple of laws of Sfiras HaOmer, and remember, of course, that we've switched over, and we are no longer saying Mashiv Ruach, and we're no longer saying V'sein Talumatar Livracha, and yeah, more of these kinds of laws to follow over the next few days. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.